Okay, this is video blog post number 6 for real this time, because last time I forgot to do the reading, so this time, let's kick this off. Okay. First off, as you know, this week 6 was to write the essay, and I kind of struggled with some of the things in the sense of trying to figure out the right wording and how to express onto paper, because I'm a lot better of a talker than I am a writer, because when I talk, I can literally make things up as I go that still sound like I know exactly what I'm talking about. But then when it came to presenting this essay, the point of it was to be short, yet pack it full of information, yet at the same time leave it vague. And I found that fun. And I also found it really entertaining that coming up with pictures, because I mean I scrolled through some of the pictures I had, and then I looked up new pictures, and I was like, I have to find the right pictures. And I had ones of his original performances, of new performances, of him talking on the radio, because I mean he's actually talked on the radio and had a radio performance. And I had to keep thinking in the back of my head, it's about him, it's about him, it's about him. Not so much your opinion, you had your one little thing in the curator statement. But beyond that, it was an essay about Joshua Freed. It was an essay saying, world, this is Joshua Freed, this is what like a little thought about him, and this is what we're going to try to make for him. And yeah, this is probably going to be my shortest post yet. So, well, we'll move on to the next part of it. The next thing would be the reading. That a copy is more important than the original. And in essence, what Ivan Franko did was they took copy that took them 26 hours to download of a website that was exclusively open to people who subscribed to a very specific club for 48 hours. And what they did is they took that and then they sent it out to all these different sites and newspapers and all these people, so that way they weren't in essence trying to be like, haha, screw you rules. They were like, oh, we looked at it and we want other people to look at it. And the thing that kind of got me was the fact that they stated, well, we kind of looked at it and we were afterwards, after we downloaded it, we were disappointed with it. It's like, oh, okay. But in the act of them sending it out, they weren't saying, we're trying to steal it from you, this is us hacking you. It was them trying to get other people to look at it, because maybe to them it wasn't good, but to other people it may be. And also in the fact that in the internet, with net artists, nothing is truly original, because in essence, all net artists are taking a piece from the original programmer who wrote the codes for the first computer, his playbook, and just taking his work and morphing it around. So in essence, the net is just one glob of stuff, and when you put something onto the net that's art, it kind of joins the glob, and in essence, you kind of lose your parental right to it, because I mean, I put some of my work on the internet, and I've actually checked on other websites, and I've seen it pop up. And people are like, oh, look what I made. I'm like, they didn't make that. But I guess I put a pretty much super public, open, mega copyright on mine, so it's like, I didn't really care too much. I was like, okay, as long as people look at it, that's pretty much all I cared about, is if people look at it and have thoughts about it, and it causes them some kind of mental discharge in their brain, so that way they can break out of the monotony of stare at the screen, aha, there's a cat. Oh, and when they look at my art, it's like, wait, what did he do? What? It's like, if I made the most offensive art in the world, I would still be proud of it, because it would get them to think. And in looking at this, Joshua Freed purposely makes all his performances and all his things free. I mean, he gets paid to go to these shows and perform, but beyond that, all the recordings of it, he puts them on the internet live. Like, you can go to radiowonderland.org and watch all his performances that he's done for Radio Wonderland so far. And I find that, in essence, in the spirit of the net. And the hell.com wasn't in the spirit. Like, that's why they kind of did what they did. It's like, this isn't the internet, this is a closed system. The internet is a living, breathing, open system where everyone has access to everything, where data is exchanged amongst people willy-nilly, flying here and there. It's just the huge glob that you can look at a piece of it and then take it out. But and when you take out that piece, it's not actually removing it from the internet. You're literally grabbing it, making a copy of it, and as you pull away, it pretty much regenerates it instantly. So there's no such thing as an original in the internet. It's all just copies. But the copy, in and of itself, as it circulates around, gains momentum, gains thought, gains power in itself, which is, in essence, the main point of the reading, was that it's not the original that's so much important, it's what happens with it, what people think of it, what people do with it that is important. And all the copies that spring out of it, like some of the artists that take, like there's some of the artists that take old pictures, like the guy who took a picture of the Mona Lisa and drew a mustache on it. He got famous for that art because it was a copy. And in this day and age, a copy is actually better than the original. Like if you saw a clone of me sitting next to me, he'd be more important than me because he's a clone, for one. He'd be right there and I'd be like, the fuck? And yeah, it's kind of that same thing where it's like, here's the original, it's like, oh, okay, but then there's a copy, and people are like, what, why would he copy this? What is it? How did he copy this? What? And it poses all these questions and gets you to think, which is what I believe art's main purpose is. And yeah, this is video blog number 6. I guess it was a little longer than I thought it would be. Good.